Why tightening parts on your bike to the max is not a good idea. It might sound counterintuitive, but if you do tighten things to the max, you might be in for a huge repair bill. Quick disclaimer, I just want to say that obviously this bike is probably not the same as yours, and material reactions are going to differ between bikes because different bikes are made of different materials. To clarify, obviously carbon is going to have a different reaction to over tightening than aluminum would. I'll try to cover as much as I can in this video. But just so you know off the bat, this bike is full aluminum. So I'll talk about what happens if you over tighten the seat post and the handlebars because it's kind of the same reaction. Obviously, when tightening, you should be using a torque wrench and looking for torque measurement specs, 5.2 Newton meters for these bars specifically. If you can't find any sort of torque rating on your bike or the component that you're trying to tighten, obviously just be gentle with it. At the same time, just think logically. Obviously, you don't want to tighten certain parts super tight because it'll cause issues. But vice versa, some parts do need to be pretty tight. So now, if you were to over tighten this seat post or these handlebars, since they're aluminum, the most common reaction is that the material, instead of being circular, which is really hard to demonstrate, is going to turn into an oval shape. Because once you start putting too much pressure on these aluminum parts, they're going to start to bend and lose their consistency. With carbon parts in specific, this is where you need to be super careful because instead of making an oval sort of shape, it's just going to straight up crack the carbon. And if that happens, throw the part away. Don't even bother riding it. Over tightening can also crack the seat tube itself. This one in specific has this little opening on the back, I guess for the frame to flex, but you tighten it too much, there's gonna be some damage. Now this one's a little self-explanatory, but over tightening really any bolt on your bike can lead to stripping of that bolt itself, especially if there's a combination between a super tight bolt and a low quality tool. But depending on the bolt and the material that you're trying to screw it into, the bolt could become seized or galled. It's not always bolts. You could be screwing in pedals, for example, and they could seize. And this will happen most times if you're not using any sort of grease or carbon paste, whatever. Now, if you have some sort of bolt-on hubs or quick release dropouts, this is one thing you gotta worry about. Depending on if there's the right combination of space between the fork and the hub itself and how tight you're getting these bolts down, you could easily bend your fork. I personally have destroyed a fork before from over tightening, and usually when that happens, your axle is going to be cooked as well. Personally, I've never seen this happen, but it is possible to bend the rear dropouts from over tightening. Again, a simple solution to all of this is just having a torque wrench ready, but also being smart about how you're tightening things.